This is Dundalk FM.
Hi, it's Dave McGee here from Christy McGee Insurance, and we're delighted to be sponsors of Town Talk on Dundalk FM.
Hello again, you're listening to Town Talk with myself, Pat Byrne, and in a moment or two we're going to be talking about the Brigid of Faughart Festival. But first, a song about Brigid, and it comes from a duo who's been guests here on Town Talk many a time, and they were in Dundalk last week for the Your Roots Are Showing conference up at the Gateway Hotel. We're talking about Anya O'Gorman and Victoria Keating, and here they are with Brigid.
Brave lights burning still too dim to guide us from the deep. They settle there on winter graves to warm us while we sleep. So battered from our darkest night, we huddle small and still. We waited there until Brigid, hold our dreams in tender longing, beginning to blossom and bloom. Your gentle kiss renews us, we are garlands, your radiant wisdom forged in iron to sink into the silt. Three sisters bound in fiercest love, a gentle temple built. You beat your breast when he was lost. They gathered you within. They nurtured you until Brigid, hold our dreams in tender longing, beginning to blossom and bloom. Your gentle kiss renews us, we are garlands,
Beautiful harmonies there from Anya O'Gorman and Victoria Keating, and a song called Brigid. Absolutely beautiful, and we're looking forward to chatting with them again sometime. And we're playing Brigid because, of course, if you hadn't noticed, it's all about Brigid these days, because it's celebrating 1500 years of Brigid indeed. And the Brigid of Faughart Festival is celebrating Brigid, Celtic goddess and matron of Ireland. I'm joined by two of the key people involved, Dolores Whelan and Roisin Cotter. You're very welcome to Town Talk.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Pat.
Great to have you in, and I suppose you're neighbours too, I should say. So we're all in this together.
All in this together, yeah.
Roisin, I'll start with yourself, Dolores.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit of the background for those that might need a little bit of updating on Brigid and Brigid of Faughart Festival.
Well, Brigid is our local goddess. She was a goddess of the Tuatha De Danann, so she goes way back into history. She was a Celtic goddess, and she was a Celtic Christian saint, living in the 5th and 6th century. And she died in 524. which is why this is the 1500th anniversary of her death. Interesting how we remember people by the time they died,
Yes.
rather than when they were born. And she is a huge archetypal energy, holding the energy of the divine feminine within the Irish tradition in all its manifestations.
That's a pretty big statement. Can you say it again, just so I can absorb it all?
Well, she holds the energy of the divine feminine within the spiritual tradition of this country in its many different forms: the megalithic, the Celtic, the Celtic Christian, and now in modern Ireland.
And the fact that there's a bank holiday in her honour, I'm sure that's significant, but that says a lot. I mean, that the nation basically wants to recognise this woman in this particular way.
I think that's absolutely true, and I was just thinking about this today. I gave a talk in Kildare in 1995, I think it was, and with totally tongue-in-cheek, I said, if I ever become President of Ireland, I will immediately initiate Brigid's Day as a national holiday. And I never even thought about that again until I had it on the CD that was recorded at that talk. So I think you're right. I think it's allowing us to recognise, first of all, I would say Patrick came into Ireland, Brigid comes out of Ireland.
That's a good distinction, yeah.
And also she represents the feminine, she represents the connection between heaven and earth, and that's a hugely important thing. Her spirituality is very grounded. Her spirituality is about how we live day to day.
So a lot going on there, a lot to celebrate in 1500 years. Has Brigid always been in our conscious psyche, right throughout the centuries, or is it only in recent times we've rediscovered her? What would you say about that?
Well, I think that there has been a huge movement in the last maybe 40 or 50 years. Well, certainly the last 30 years, because I know I went to Kildare first, and I was in Kildare when they relit the flame of Brigid in 1993, I think it was, and I didn't know much about Brigid at that time, but I knew that something significant was happening, and it was lit by the Brigidine sisters in Kildare, who had just moved there, and they just lived in an ordinary house, and there was something about it that said, we are opening up a new chapter. And I think that's what has happened in the last 30 years, because, as you rightly said, Brigid has grown in people's awareness of her has grown. Yeah.
So, Brigid of Faughart Festival, maybe, Roisin, we go to yourself. I mean, the festival's been going for quite a few years now. So,
yeah, Pat, 17 years. 17 years, which we feel is a big achievement, to keep it going for 17 years. And yes, as Dolores said, we've noticed a huge increase in interest in Brigid from not just within Ireland, but from all over the world.
Yeah.
We have a Facebook page, and we can see on that the people who are sharing stuff from, all over England, Scotland, Wales, Europe, America. Yeah. There's a huge interest in Brigid in all her aspects.
It's interesting to say that, was it last year or the year before? I did a programme exclusively on songs of Brigid.
I remember that, yeah.
Did you remember it? But what amazed me when I was doing the research, I think I found about 25 or 30 songs. Most of them were from outside Ireland.
Yes.
And I just was blown away by that.
Yeah, there's a huge interest. And yes, so the festival, this year is a really special year, as Dolores said, because it's celebrating 1500 years since Brigid died. And it's amazing that the interest is greater than ever. She's more relevant than she ever has been. Yeah. She's very modern in a lot of ways in her qualities. And I think people really connect with her. She's very much of Ireland, and she's very much of the local area.
For sure.
And of course she's
our local. We don't mind sharing with Kildare, but yes.
No, but she's the only, I think she's the only saint who is so celebrated everywhere in Ireland.
Yes,
most places have their local saint, but Brigid is everywhere.
Well, the song we played there coming in, on your Gorman and Victoria Keating, they're from Cork. And a local society asked them, would they do a song about Brigid for some festival they're doing down in Cork?
Oh, yeah.
Which is,
Well, this year, Pat, there's festivals everywhere. I think every county has a Brigid event taking place.
So our event here, Brigid of Faughart Festival, what is happening this year?
Well, Well, we have a series of events starting on Thursday, the 1st of February, Lá Éile Brida. That's the iconic day when Brigid blazes a trail into the world. And that night we are having a very special woman from Canada, Brigid. She has a huge connection with Brigid. She was started studying Brigid in 1993 in Vancouver, where she lives, and she set up an organisation called the Sisters of the Flame of Brigid, and she's talking about Brigid. Obviously, magical stories with the saint and the goddess Brigid, because again, many people are able to, because Brigid easily transcends those divisions, because that's one of her qualities. And I love this. Every time I go out to Faughart, I try now, because I'm a bit older, to stand with one foot on either side of the stream, because that's about holding the balance between two sides. And Brigid was an amazing negotiator and conflict resolution, and she did that by always being able to hold both sides. So those who are Brigid, people say, is she a saint or is she a goddess?
The mural here in town obviously captures that in beautifully.
Extraordinary. And that was done by a beautiful artist who lives in Belfast, Frizz. She's originally from Sligo. But that is I think that is iconically what Brigid is, holding the flow between those two situations, those two times, those two energies, those two mythologies.
So this is happening on Thursday, the 1st of February, and where and exactly when?
Well, it's in the museum. And it's at 6:30. I just have to check there that I got it right. But also we have another lovely thing happening.
I think, isn't there music involved?
Yes,
in
I was
that as
just
well?
going to say that. Yeah, we had a really beautiful launch in the library last week, and we had...
I saw your photograph in the paper.
Oh, really?
Looking good, the two of you,
Yeah, we better look at it.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to get our fan club manager out. But no, we had a group called Scale Force that are a group of local musicians, and they played for that, and they're playing before Brigid's talk in the museum on Thursday, the 1st of February.
So entertainment and illuminating talk, to say the least.
So music and poetry and talk and lovely reflections on Brigid.
Yeah.
And is that an event that people need to book, or they just turn up?
Yes. No, they will need to book, and the booking is on Eventbrite. So if they look up Brigid of Faughart Festival Eventbrite, the booking will come up straight away. And they would need to actually book tickets, because all the tickets are sold. In fact, one of our events is sold out.
Really? Already? Isn't that brilliant? Yeah.
So
it's very unusual.
Yes.
The museum is a great venue, but it's limited numbers, of course.
That's it. That's the problem. So so then on the Saturday, the 3rd of February, we have our Symbols of Brigid workshop on Tawn Art Centre, and that's really popular every year, Pat. That's making the cross, Brigid's cross, and the Chris, which is the girdle or the belt of Brigid.
Yes.
And that's myself and Maura Lennon, our great friend and co-founder of the festival with Dolores.
Yeah.
And we have that workshop going on in the morning from 10:30 to 12:30, and that's booked through Tawn, who are a great support to us, great friends of ours. And excuse me, then in the afternoon we have our wisdom talks with Dolores.
Can I just stay with the symbols, because some Brigid's cross, I have some Brigid's crosses in my kitchen that the kids made when they were at school, and I think you showed them how to make them.
Probably. We did actually. Myself and Maura and Dolores went to Dundalk a few times.
Right.
Yeah, we did show. Yeah, we did.
Right.
Well, Maura
and is that something you still do, or is that have you moved on from that, or somebody else doing it?
We don't really go to the schools because we don't have time now.
Yeah.
And also we don't have enough people, to do that. So the schools do it themselves.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah,
it's brilliant, But we really enjoyed that. My own kids were there at the time, so it was great crack doing that with them. Yeah, we love that.
So you're going to tell us about the wisdom talks.
Yeah, so we're really delighted this year because obviously we have Dolores, who's wonderful.
Yes.
And
take a bow.
And we have Mancon McGann, who we're absolutely thrilled to have as well. And
tell us about Mancon.
Well, Mancon is doing a talk in the afternoon. Well, first Dolores has her talk.
Let's hear Dolores. So.
Well, my interest in Brigid has always been the question I asked: how can we learn about her qualities and how can we embody them in our lives? Because it's great that she lived 1500 years ago and was this amazing woman, but because she did that, the prototype, the energy of that is within each one of us, but dormant. So my real interest in how can I be a catalyst to bring Brigid's qualities into the world we live in today, and her qualities such as generosity, connection with the divine, connection with the divine, her capacity to hold both sides of an argument.
Yes.
That whole thing of being
so important in modern times, to say the least, when you look around the world.
And everything is black and white. It's this or it's that. She holds the balance between those. And also, Roisin,
and also the parity of esteem. You know, she treated everyone the same. In all, if you read any of the stories about Brigid, and I know they were written by monks to promote Brigid and Kildare, but most of her stories are about her generosity and her care for people and for the land and for animals. But she treated everyone the same, so it didn't matter if you were a beggar, a leper. She treated everyone the same. And she was born a slave herself. So there's a lot of things in there that we should be looking at now when we are not treating people the way we should be. A lot of people, I think, we've maybe forgotten a lot of the qualities that we should have, we were supposed to have in Ireland. Open, welcoming, accepting of people, and that seems to be on the decline for a small group now, I think.
Well, you're keeping it in focus, to say the least, and bringing people to it.
You know, when you think of what Roisin said there about, the qualities, those qualities are innately present in us, and our job is to open them up. I remember Tom Hamill, who was one of the founders of the Brigid Festival as well, and he said, what a tragedy it would be to get to the end of your life and realise you'd never opened those qualities and shared them with the world. And I think that's a really important question, because as Roisin said, we're living in a world that has really wonderful things and some awful things, and we need to be aware of that, and we need to be able to just draw that goodness out. There's goodness in everybody, and what stops us doing that is fear. And one of the things that Brigid was, she was courageous. There's some such amazing stories, like when her father wouldn't, when she was young, her father was very wealthy, he was a chieftain, and she used to take the meat and give it to feed the poor people, and when he would go to get, it wasn't there, or he would, she was always looking out for the one that was weaker.
Special person. So you're going to cover that then in the talk with the Wisdom Talks. I love that title, Wisdom Talks, and that's happening in the museum again.
Yes.
On what date?
That's on Saturday.
The Saturday. Okay. And then there was, you're going to let me know, Roisin, about the other one.
So we have Dolores first at 2:30. The whole thing starts around 2:30, and then Minecon. We're delighted to have Minecon. It's a real coup for us. And he has a talk entitled Listen to the Land Speak, Reconnecting to the Goddess of the Earth. And he's taking some of that from his book, Listen to the Land Speak, which was a huge bestseller. And he's a wonderful speaker. And he has a lot of insights about how we can reconnect back to the land and to all of those old qualities that we would have had, and looking for connections with the old stories of the goddess of the earth and what that can mean now today for us. But also, in addition to that, we have poetry with our fantastic poet in our group, Siobhan McMahon, and Siobhan's going to perform some poetry at the start of that event. And she also has a new poem which we've commissioned in the festival this year. And we're really excited because that poem, the first 2 lines, is going to be painted onto a building in Dundalk. It's actually starting now this week. Wow. And there's Can
you tell us where, or is that?
You'll see. It's down in Bridge Street. It's opposite the Brigid mural down there.
Beautiful.
So, and it's another collaborator of ours, Alan McCardle, has become involved, and it's his building actually. and we're working in partnership with the Bids office, Dundalk Bids, to do
Right.
this. So we have a fantastic artist, one of the artists for the Sikh murals, Arthur Owner
Yeah.
is his tag name, and he's I think he's down there at the minute putting on the first coat onto the building, and then he's going to paint on some symbols, and he's going to paint the first 2 lines of Siobhan's new poem.
Wow, that is a beautiful and permanent addition now to
Absolutely.
the townscape.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
and we hope we will have in time for next weekend, for the start of the festival, we hope we'll have a QR code with her poem on it, so people can listen to the whole poem. It's only
That's
going
very
to be
clever.
the first 2 lines, but eventually we hope to have all of the poem going down Bridge Street
Wow.
on the buildings.
Wow.
Yeah,
We'll
that
look
is
at-
the plan.
So
Hopefully.
so that's going to be effectively launched in the museum on Saturday. With,
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
And you said Siobhan McMahon and her group. Did I hear you say? Is it-
No,
beg
she's
pardon,
she's
no.
a part of actually our Brigid
Of
of
our
Faughart
group.
Ah,
group,
right, gotcha, yeah.
but she is
Yeah.
a poet.
She's a
But
poet.
we're very lucky to have her in the group.
So both those events are happening on Saturday, the 3rd of February, in the museum, with the Wisdom Talks at 2:30 to 3:45, and then they listen to the Land Speak with Mancon from 4:15 to 5:30. So they're effectively, are they one session or are they 2 separate sessions? If you know,
Well, you can go to one or two.
You can go to one or two. So
you can
Yeah.
buy a joint
Right.
ticket.
There is a joint ticket, but that's sold out.
Oh, it's sold out already.
Yeah,
Right.
sold out now. So if people are interested in going to one of the talks, or either of those talks, they can still book. But we are selling out at the minute, so we don't have that many tickets left.
Okay. Brilliant stuff. Anything else you want to let us know about? We have
we'd
lots
like
more.
to
We've
let you
only
know.
got 3 or 4 minutes left,
Okay,
so
well, we
fire
have a
away there.
Pilgrimage walk from Dundalk, from Fatima Church out to Faughart, and that's always been a wonderful
Absolutely, yeah.
event. And when we get to Faughart, we then will be joined by Pat O'Rourke, who
Yes.
will do his tour of Faughart and give great stories and insights. And then on Monday, we have a very special workshop making the Brath Bridge. The Brath Bridge is Bridget's mantle, and there's a woman called Rita O'Loughlin who's coming, and she's giving a workshop making those. And then Roisin is doing a tour of Faughart Shrine, and then the culmination, we do our Imbulk. Imbulk is the word for this time of the year. Imbulk means in the belly. It's winter pregnant with summer. And we'll be doing our closing ritual in Ravensdale Community Centre at 5 o'clock. Yeah,
Yep,
5
5
to
to
7.
5 o'clock. So
Yeah.
lots of events happening. So we starting on Thursday the 1st of February, Saturday the 3rd, and then those events on Sunday the 4th, Monday the 5th. So there's plenty happening, as you say.
Yeah.
We have a lot happening. And Pat, can I just mention as well,
Yes.
this year we're doing from Wednesday the 31st, that's the eve of Brigid's Day. We will have an online meditation on our Facebook page every day.
And your Facebook page is
It's Brigid of Faughart Facebook page.
Simple as
so
that,
easy
Brigid
to
Faughart.
find. Yeah.
So it's great, all the things you've organised, and you've been doing it for, did you say 15, 17
17
years. Fantastic. And celebrating 1500 years of the passing of Brigid, not the birth of Brigid, but still a marvellous festival coming up. Brigid of Faughart Festival. Big thanks to Roisin Cotter and to Dolores Whelan for coming in and telling us all about it. And I was going to play, I'll get a minute and a half of Jinx Lennon and his St. Bridget's Shrine song. So here we go. Brigid and the Miss Paula Flynn as well.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So take off your old socks, it's too good of a day. All around us on the hillside, see the mourners as they pray. Well, my eyes were like frost for a very long time. You are cross, we are lost now, on our way to St. Brigid's Shrine.
Then get out of your house, don't pull down the blinds. All the old green-eyed monsters are playing hopscotch with your mind. While my eyes were like frost for a very long time. You are cross, we are lost now, on our way to St. Brigid's Shrine.
So take off your old socks, it's too good of a day. All around us on the hillside, see the mourners as they pray. Well, my eyes were like frost for a very long time. You are cross, we are lost now, on our way to St. Brigid's Shrine. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Hi, it's Dave McGee here from Christy McGee Insurance, and we're delighted to be sponsors of Town Talk on Dundalk FM.